to this day, it remains one of the biggest true crime mysteries. Karen and her husband wake up, and around 11 a.m., they are notified that their insurance roadside assistance service had been used earlier that morning. And they're like, what? We haven't left the house today. And the company explains, no, it wasn't used by you guys. It was used by your son around 9 a.m. Karen tries calling Bryce. She's like, okay, we'll figure out what's going on. Maybe he left this morning and something happened. But he doesn't answer. So she calls Sean, his roommate, and she asks him if Bryce is there. But Sean is now confused. He informs Karen that not only is Bryce not home now, he had never come home last night after leaving Kim's house. Searching for some idea, Karen and Mike discover a small charge on their credit card from a small desolate town named Buttonwillow that's roughly only 200 miles or a 3.5-hour drive away from their home in Laguna Niguel. When Karen and Michael hear this, they come to the sudden realization that instead of leaving Kim's house and driving to his apartment, Bryce must have left and attempted to drive home to Laguna Niguel. So Mike calls the company where the charge was placed and actually gets in contact with a man named Christian. Okay. Now, Christian from Buttonwillow tells Karen and Michael that he did in fact talk to their son that morning around 9 a.m. And he told Christian that he was on his way to his parents' house in Laguna Niguel. 15 excruciating minutes later, Christian calls Karen back. The news that Christian told Karen was, hey, we know where Bryce is. Like, I went to the place, we know where Bryce is, because he's still sitting in his car in the same spot on the side of the road.
What?
Where Christian had dropped him off gas 3 hours earlier.
Bryce is still just sitting there?
Not even driven to the nearby rest stop. He's still pulled off on the side of the highway. Christian gave the phone to Bryce. So he pulls up, he's like, hey, Bryce is here. He hands the phone over to Bryce and says, hey, your mom's on the line and she wants to talk to you. And Karen confronted him. Why wasn't he answering his phone? What was taking so long? Why hadn't he moved? Where did he go? And Bryce doesn't really answer the questions. He reassures his mom that he was fine and he had just been getting some sleep. So at this point, Karen's like, okay, it's been a weird night. He's gonna make the drive home. Everything's gonna be fine. Christian watches as Bryce pulls off from the side of the road and heads into the direction on the freeway of Laguna Niguel. But as 3:30 rolls around, Bryce is still not home and once again is no longer answering his phone.